How you guys doing? Just wanted to show you here, snowy Chicago, and they are literally lined up waiting to come into Wicked Warnings. Kind of a cool shot. Figured I'd share it with you. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting and equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, little bitty SUVs like these Ford Escapes, big trucks, little trucks, medium trucks, everything in between. We've got it all here at Wicked Warnings. What we did here for this particular pair, this is 2 of 6 new Escapes. This one happened to be a 2019 and a 2020. So we got a 19 and a 20. 19's on the left and the 20's on the right. And this fleet for Collins Engineers is getting a simple construction surveying package. We've got a Wicked 4-head stick in the back hatch, and we've got 2 Linn 6s on the front grille. Now, I've done this package a few times for Ford Escapes. It works particularly well for all the years of Escapes. As I said, here's a 19 and a 20. This is a very easy package. One simple switch, fed with a fuse tap off the battery. Very easy to install. We've got the Wicked slick stick in the back window. We've got 25 feet at 18-5 to get that slick stick wiring forward. We've got a fuse tap for the battery. We've got 2 Linn 6s. We've got 25 feet of 22-5 for those Linn 6s to get those into the compartment of the truck, in the SUV rather. Got a single 3/4 rocker switch you can install anywhere on the left side of the dashboard there where you can drill the hole, as well as 25 feet of 16-2 to go from the battery fuse into the switch. This will net you enough wire to have some extra for your toolbox, because the minimum length we sell it is 25. All that'll be included in this particular package if you'd like. This is 2 vehicles shown. The package is a single package for a single vehicle. So if you have multiple vehicles, you're going to order multiple packages. Again, this bundle is 1 vehicle, but I am showing front and back here of 2 vehicles for demonstration purposes only. Alrighty, on the 2019 model here in the grill, you can see it's very easy to mount that linear 6 right there. Drill a single hole. Wiring comes out right underneath the front of the grill. It does not interfere with your active shutters that are in here because we're actually above them, so we have no problems with that. You can see right where the wire comes through when you open up the hood and look behind there. So very easy to use the included screws and drill a single hole for your wiring on the Linn 6 on the front of the 2019 Ford Escape. Now, on the front of the 2020, it's a little trickier. You can see here I'm in the solid portion of the grill, not one of the vents. This particular portion behind here is solid. I drilled a 1-inch hole. I also pre-drilled some very small holes for the included stainless screws. And when you use it with the cushion gasket, and you very carefully hand drive those screws in so you don't end up stripping out the plastic. Again, drill a single hole for the wiring. It'll come right out behind the hood, and you're able to mount it just like that. I'll try to get you a little closer here. There we go. Now I've got some photos on another Escape video we're going to go ahead and link to right here that go into a little bit more depth, a little more in-depth as far as what that looks like with the light off of it. But that's where we're mounting it on the 2020 grills right here. Alrighty, now back to the 2019. This is the 2019 hatch. You can see here we mounted the slick stick right here with the included brackets. We've flipped the brackets around so they're easier to get to the mounting screws. As you can see here, we've done a combination mount. What I've done is drilled a single hole here for a large threaded fastener, self-tapping, that's going to go into the under substructure, the metal that's underneath here. And we've also done 2 coarse threaded screws into the plastic. That way we've got 3 fasteners holding this, and I'll tell you, it's actually quite strong. I don't have any fear at all that that's going to come loose in any way. Now here we've done the very same on the driver's side of it. We elected to just keep the cable and run it right down here into the panel right behind here for ease. If you wanted to open this all up, I guess you could run it all through here, but it really doesn't look that bad when you close it. Tucks out of the way nicely, and for a fleet install, it's perfectly okay to just run the cable right down in behind the trim panel like this. Alrighty, now on the 2020 model, this one was a little bit more fun. The 2020 model has a great big void here under the plastic. There's a big old hole, so there's nothing to screw to. So using a fastener right here on the ends, as we did on the 2019, is completely impossible, really, in this one. What I did do on the 2020 model, and I'll try to drop down and zoom in and try to show you here a little bit better. Okay, so here's what we did do. underneath this plastic right here, there is a snap-in plastic retainer right in line with these two holes. And what I did is I removed that retainer and I drilled from the back forward a hole. Now, the retainer hole, the hole in the metal underneath there that the retainer, got ya, the hole in the metal that the retainer used to go into, I enlarged that and I used a 5/16 nut cert in it. I was then able to put a piece of threaded rod with some nuts and a lock washer here underneath this bracket. Hang on. Like that. So the first thing I did, because there's a good plastic substructure under here that originally held in the snap fastener, so it actually snugged up quite nicely. We drilled right through the center of all that plastic substructure, and we put a nut and a washer on here and snugged that up real tight. We had left this a little bit long, and then see, this bracket is a little bit wider than a 90. 90 actually puts you with the light bar pointing down, so we had to, and this is just the in-house custom-made bracket. It was a simple 90 we adjusted and basically bent to fit, and we're using the bolts they're included with the back of this. You will need to stop at Home Depot or something if you need this bracket. We're not going to sell this at this time. It's a simple 90-degree bracket. You can get it at any hardware store, as well as like the riv nut tool for the nut certs, the threaded rod. I use 5/16 a lot. 1/4 inch would also work. 1/4 inch may be a little bit easier to work with. It's a little bit smaller. 5/16 is nice and solid. But that is how we did this one, and it is very strong. Goes into a threaded insert underneath there, and if you wanted to remove it later, you could probably put a little black filler plug over the hole and nobody would ever know it was even there. And this one, as well as the other, as you can see, the wire just goes in here, tucks underneath the trim panel right here, and heads forward, goes down and forward along the sill plate all the way up to the switch. Regarding the switch on our 2020 model, we just put it right here. Okay, very easy to do. So that's also extremely simple. As far as running the wire for the power into the cabin of this 2020, I have another video that I linked to where I can show you one method. And as far as what we did with this one, we came in the side right here. I like to come in the side there. It's fairly easy. You're able to run the wire right forward underneath the hood, and we put a little bit of our headlight sealing tape right over that plastic plug. After we poke a small hole in the plug to run the wire through, that puts the wire out literally like right behind the headlight switch here, and it worked out very good. So no problem with that. Alrighty, on the 2019 model, this dash is padded, so I didn't want to drill into the padded dash. If you have and you had success, post a picture, drop a comment. But I went up here on this one. Now I've gone over here by the fuel gauge. That works out well. I went over here this time. The one thing I will say is if you go into this location, do go back a little bit further towards the tachometer here. Don't go as far forward as I did. I put it farther forward and it made more work for me because I had to kind of hollow out a little bit of the structure underneath there. So if you want to use this location, put it farther up towards the tachometer, or probably better yet, go over here by these two small gauges here. You can use that location. Or again, if you want to drill down here, you could do that as well. And the last thing I want to mention here is our uber cool door cards. You might remember a long time ago, I posted a video with some door graphics that appeared to be light up. They're just reflective vinyl. But man, everybody thinks that these are light up graphics, which are really cool and are a little bit available. I'm simply turning on and off the flash on the camera right now, and you can see that reflective vinyl, how that's going to light up for them and give them what they wanted. We did this a long time ago for a company called Thomas Engineering, and this is very similar to their light up vinyl door cards. So if you need vinyl, if you need any of that, that's all custom. That will not be included in the package. Obviously, they're the only ones that have this logo, so we'll need your logo, and we can discuss that after purchase if you'd like. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency strobe lighting and LED equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, SUVs, pickup trucks, little trucks, big trucks, everything in between, and even Ford Escapes. We'll see you guys on the next video. How y'all doing? This is part 2, so I'm going to be a little quick on this video. It's going to be merged into the first half. This is parts 3, 4, and 5 of that little 5-piece band group of escapes that we did. Give us a holler. Check out our website, wickedwarnings.com. What you're looking at here, like I said, these are numbers 3, 4, and 5. You might notice the shop's a little bit different. We've been sprucing up the place a little bit. Got this wall all cleaned out, getting ready for a graphic there. Got my bigger banner going. Got the floors done. A lot of other good things happening around here. By the way, look at them floors. That's nice. So what you're looking at, Lin 6 is in the front, split pattern, 4-head Wicked stick in the back window, just like the first two. These are pieces 3, 4, and 5. Got the cool graphics on the door as well, same as the first two. So if you've got a 5-piece fleet or bigger or smaller and you need something like this done, come on and see us. These 5 cars are out in the field running around Chicago. So if you happen to see Collins Engineers on the road, give them a beep, give them a thumbs up, let them know you're a fan of the channel and you like these lights. No, I'm kidding. Don't bother them. They're working. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to add this video to the first two so you all saw all 5 all together at once.